Hello, somebody's watching. Hi, Felicia. How you doing? How you doing? So I'm just on here, offering some information about the coronavirus, what to expect. The CDC has already said, the CDC and other government organizations have already said that the American people mentally prepared, are not mentally prepared for what's to come. So I'm looking for something nice and light to put on, because I don't want to scare anybody. All right, so what's to come? So let me just, I said I would start at noon, so let me just go ahead and start. Hello, Chris Powell. Okay, let me go ahead and start. All right, so I want to talk about panic versus caution. We don't want anyone to panic. We just want to make sure that we're fully aware of what's going on right now in our society. So right now, 8,400 people are being monitored in California for the coronavirus. The Trump's coronavirus task force has already said that this is up to the states to attack themselves. They always that easy for them to. Oh, I don't like these glasses. Get my aviators back. Whatever. All right, so it's for the states to address. New York City is right now creating their own tests because of the botched CDC test. They were coming back sometimes, had 6 false negatives before you got a positive. And what's really important about that is, so we know that the virus can be spread airborne. A lot of the news is just saying droplets or direct contact handshakes, but it can actually be spread through coughs and in the air. So it could be aerosolized. And you can spread it without symptoms. So that means you could catch it from somebody. Hey, Levi, sorry I missed your call. I told you I'm doing this live at noon. So asymptomatic spreading. So you can catch it even if you're not experiencing any symptoms. And that's really, really important to remember. So you could even have it right now without experiencing any symptoms. There's up to a 24-day incubation period. So that means that from the time that you come in contact, you're infected, it can go in your system. It can be incubated in your system for up to 24 days, so almost a month before it actually manifests as a disease. And one thing that's really important about that is that you could be spreading it, you could be shedding it, the virus. It could be falling off of you, you could be sneezing it out, coughing it out, dry coughing it out, and it could be contagious. And so about 80% of the people that get it will experience mild symptoms. Even a portion of that will have absolutely no symptoms, even when it's full blown. When they say containment, we have to understand that containment means quarantine. And that's really important because quarantine does not need to be a scary word. Actually, they're showing a decrease in cases in China right now. And that's because they took aggressive measures to control the movement of their people. And I know we don't like to talk about control, but in a situation like this where humanity is facing a common enemy right now, which is this virus parasite, it's really important that I don't like the word comply, but even me, I'm all about freedom, but sometimes we have to do what we can to protect our children. So if you need to stay in the house, you need to stay in the house if you're experiencing symptoms. Like, we don't want to spread, we don't want to kill our own people for our lack of knowledge or ignorance. Well, for ignorance. So I'm sharing this information so you can't say that you didn't know. All right. Now this is really important to know that it could be circulating right now. No one is denying that this could be circulating right now through our nations. It's already circulating throughout the world. I think the only place it's not is Antarctica. All right, so we're still having flights coming into the United States from infected nations. And I don't want to like saying infected nations, nations that are experiencing major outbreaks like Italy and South Korea. And also, while we have blocked flights from China, apparently people are still flying in from Thailand, because Thailand has been blocked flights directly even from Wuhan. And so they're going places out of Thailand. So people have found loopholes to get out of their situations. Oh, these glasses are pretty interesting. All right, so let me move on. Trump says it will disappear after a while. And that may be true. It will disappear eventually, even though some experts are saying that it may come back every season like the flu. So a lot of the responders that initially responded to the cases from off the Diamond Princess and other quarantine sites, they were reported to not have adequate gear or even training. So that may even contribute to the first case that we've seen of communicated like human to human that's not from China in California as of, I think, yesterday. The U.S. is not prepared. I will say that. Aggressive containment, like I said, means quarantine. I haven't seen quarantine. I'm in one of the largest cities in the United States, the fifth largest city, Philadelphia. I haven't seen any kind of response in the streets, and we know it's here. Actually, we've gotten a report that there may be a case in Nazareth Hospital, and maybe even another one. But I don't have all the facts, so I'm not going to put that out there as a fact. But we may have to close schools, and if we close schools, that obviously means that includes work. So people that may need to work from home, get used to the idea of working from home. Like, some people look forward to that. I look forward to that, as a home business owner. Like churches and other gatherings, just keep it to a minimum. Like, why be out there if this is circulating? We don't even have the capacity to test people. Like I said, the New York City is beginning to create their own tests, and the tests that we currently have are not as effective. And I believe as of yesterday, there were less than 500 people nationwide who had been tested. And like I said, this has the potential, not the potential, it actually does have asymptomatic spreading. All right. So on to other impacts. So if we talk about people staying home from work, and I do believe the reason they can't say this is they don't want to spread panic. They can't tell us these things because, as you can also see, the stock market is experiencing what they're calling a correction. And they're not going to get that quantitative easing from the Federal Reserve until the WHO uses the word pandemic. So not to say that there's not much room for quantitative easing at this point anyway, because interest rate is already super, super low. But it's not just about the Fed and the markets and stuff. Like, there's literally very real supply chain disruptions, which I'm going to get into right now. A few weeks ago, I was looking into sourcing new products from China. This is right when the Lunar New Year began. And we know that, people that do online business, if you have a supplier in China, you need to make accommodations for that in your strategy, in your business strategy. You know that they're going to be on break for a few weeks, and you need to, get stockpile while you can, and blah, 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 blah. So I got an email from one of my suppliers, and they're saying, like, look, we can't leave the house right now because of government notice, and then even the shipping companies aren't allowed to be operating right now. And this is a couple weeks ago, so I'm like, wait, what does this mean for so many people that are running businesses based out of China? This means that they're not getting their product. And so this is a very real supply chain disruption, because it might have been some water bottles, but for somebody else, that's an iPhone. So Apple came out with a guidance saying that they're not going to meet Q1. Hey, love you, cuz. I saw your play. Beautiful, beautiful. Listen to what I'm saying, because as a school person, it's important that you know what is coming ahead. All right. So real supply chain disruption and a drop in demand. This is what's also contributing to the stock market correction, or as some people might call it, a crash. It's a big impact on small business. Like I said, check your retirements. If you're somebody that's retiring while the market's crashing, your investments may be tied up in there. I know it's hard to get a hold of people managing your money when you are, working through mutual funds and stuff like that. But do what you can. Check your retirements, because you don't want to get to this somewhere and then realize that you don't have anything in there after you worked all those years. All right, pharmaceuticals. This is very, very, very important. 97% of pharmaceuticals are produced in China. Okay. Of those ones that are not produced in China, what about order from places on Amazon? Okay, great. I was thinking my strategy with Amazon is that the products that a lot of people are selling on Amazon are already stocked up in Amazon in their warehouses. Now, ordering from Amazon might be good for people that are not Ordering from Amazon might be good for people that are not sourcing from China, but even if they do, they may already have a large stock already in China, already at Amazon fulfillment centers. However, if they aren't FBA at the Amazon fulfillment center, you're going to see a significant decrease in people that are selling on Amazon, because they just don't have access to their products, especially after it runs out from the fulfillment centers. But the also thing that comes to mind about that is that with the fulfillment center, at least those products are not necessarily contaminated, because this virus was just announced December 31st. And so if it's been there for months and months and months, it may not be a contaminated product. So I have been using Amazon for products that I don't want to have to sterilize when they get to the house. Bleach. I've been buying hella bleach and mixing it with water and vinegar and spraying that on things. All right. So pharmaceuticals. People might need their like blood pressure medicine or Alzheimer's medication and diabetes medication. We're going to be noticing over the next few months. We're going to be experiencing crazy shortages in our pharmaceuticals. So if you're somebody that depends on pharmaceuticals, whether it's something for mental health, physical health, survival, get that while you can right now. Get that while you can right now, because if you don't, there could be catastrophic risk. Look at my glasses. That explains it. Okay. Pharmaceuticals. Okay, preparation for families. Prepare to find ways to work on home. If you can't work from home, figure out how you can start a business from home. Schools may be shut down. I'm not sure if they're going to use a stimulus to provide families with young children a way to stay home. They have not spoken on that. I've been looking for that. I need information on how families that are not homeschooling, like some of us are, how they're going to be able to stay home with their children. But look for that down the pipeline. Schools are going to be closing soon, and they really are serious about this aggressive containment strategy, because if anything, it just seems like population control. Future outlooks. Okay, so this is not going to be forever. The coronavirus is not going to be forever. Everybody's not going to die from it, even though millions may. Everybody won't. So far, they're showing, even though it's mutating, they're showing that it's only really like affecting people that are older and that are having pre-existing morbidities, or what they call pre-existing diseases and other health conditions. But I mean, you are seeing this is like in Iran, a 22-year-old female soccer player just died. Typically it's more men than females, but and they are saying that children are out in the clear. They're not really saying that it's going into pets, but there is just yesterday there was a dog in Hong Kong that tested weekly positive, whatever that means. So hey boo, Lotus, Satori. But yeah, so I know most of y'all watching, y'all are already woke. You're probably researching all this information on your own, but I'm going to get off of here. Share it if you can. So I'm going to re-hit those points for whoever missed. There are 8,400 people right now being monitored in California for the coronavirus. There's been one community spread case confirmed. As of yesterday, there have been like about 500 people, less than 500, but just about 500 people who have even been tested in this nation. It can spread airborne, so not just through droplets and direct contact, as said in many news outlets. Asymptomatic spreading is a possibility, if not likely. It can be up to a 24-day incubation period to where you're not showing any symptoms, but you are contagious. And that means that if you're not contagious, somebody else is contagious, and you can be touching whatever they touched in the store or whatever. You can touch it, you can get it. Wash your hands. Hot water, at least 20 seconds, they're saying. I got hella bleach. Hella bleach. Get your food and perishables, get your water, get all that, because like I said, supply chain disruptions, things may not be in the store next month that you're used to getting, even within the next few weeks. Just get it now while you can. Walmart delivery and pickup makes it very easy for you to just order it from your phone and get it shipped to your house, or if you have access or EBT or whatever, go pick it up. You could pay with your food stamps. Get your food, get your canned food, rice, beans, stuff that you're going to eat anyway. It's a working pantry. Just because you're stockpiling, just because you're getting food, like I don't have enough for everybody. I have enough for me. You know, I always try to have enough for me. But try to get to some food. Just get yourself some food. Come on. And it's a working pantry. All right. Containment. Only way to really contain this, if it's even possible in this country right now, is quarantine. Quarantine does not need to have the negative stigma on it that it does, because in order to preserve humanity, we need to stop this thing from spreading too aggressively. I mean, I know population is kind of out of control, but we don't. It's gonna be really sad to watch people die. Flights from infected nations are still arriving in the States and probably other countries. I believe we've only blocked them from China, so that means Italy, South Korea is still coming. Flights from China going through Thailand. People flying out of Thailand to other countries like in through Europe and US is still possible. Trump says it disappear, which it will eventually, maybe. Responders without gear or training. Gear is not being accessible right now. It's really, really important. The United States, I believe, is not prepared. They also said that the people in the United States, the public, is not mentally prepared for the severe disruptions ahead. They're saying that we're not mentally prepared for the severe disruptions ahead. This live is just to help get people mentally prepared for the severe disruptions ahead, including school closures. working from home, trying to meet each other virtually, like through apps like Zoom, which might be a good stock to invest in right now. Zoom, Netflix, stay-at-home apps, Square, even Etsy, nice US based, but eventually they may not have suppliers soon for their for what they need. Those supply chain disruptions, printing money, Federal Reserve printing money cannot do anything to get those ships moving out of China to help people continue to run business as usual. So that is a great impact on small businesses. Hey boo, love you. Thursday's Angel Island meets in the galley. Sorry, put your full government out there. I just love it. All right, your retirements. Look at your retirement funds, because with the stocks, they're also are moving people's retirement. So pharmaceuticals, if you or anybody that you love needs life-saving pharmaceuticals, see if you can contact your doctors about getting extras of those, because like I said, 97% of pharmaceuticals that are needed, that means thousands and thousands of pharmaceuticals that are needed for people right here in the States, 97% of them come from China. And for the ones that are generic, I might get me a generic. No, you won't, boo, because 80% of the ingredients for the generics are coming out of China. China got everything on lock. I don't know how we let this happen, but this is a large wake-up call for people all over the world, including China. They're the experts in this right now, coronavirus containment, and they're doing it through strict quarantines. Future outlooks. We're going to be bringing manufacturing back to the States. People are going to be educated. There are going to be more jobs when this whole thing plays out. It will play out. It will be beautiful. We're going to be building beautiful new worlds together. We're going to be healthier than ever. We have to take care of ourselves. The Minister of Health that fell with coronavirus, a day after getting mad at journalists for saying that it's a big deal, he said, look, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, take care of yourselves. He said, this virus is here basically to destroy. It doesn't care about rich or poor. It doesn't care about powerful or not powerful. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't discriminate. This virus, it comes to attack whoever it can. So you need to take care of yourself. We need to take care of ourselves to make sure that we don't get this. I'm out. Like I said, no panic, just no fear, just awareness and preparation. Remember that. No panic, no fear, just awareness and preparation. If y'all have any questions, I'm here for you. DesiSpeaksLife@gmail.com, or you can go to DesiSpeaks.life, and that's my website. And if you have any questions, DM me, email me, check the website. I have a whole coronavirus shopping list for, you need survival gear in the city, or just basic things, ideas on what to get in your house. Clorox, disinfectant wipes, spray, Lysol wipes. I want it. Look. I'm all for this event in June. I want to be there. I just want to make sure we live to get there first. You know what I'm saying? And I love that you're still planning it, and we need to keep on planning for the future. And we need to keep planning for the future and focus on building beautiful worlds together. And that's the thing that takes me out of panic mode. It gets me into a place of peace, is because we know when this is all done, we're taking care of ourselves. So we're keeping our immunity up. We're making plans for each other. We're building beautiful networks, and we're collaborating with other beautiful people, and our families are thriving. And we're gonna take this, and we're gonna build nice nations together. So I'm really excited about June. And you just stay safe, eat healthy, vegetables, fruit, hella water, buy hella water. Water is essential. You can go weeks without food. You can go 3 days without water. Buy hella water and toilet paper. All right, love y'all. Rice, beans, canned food, water. Don't forget, please do it today. Love y'all. Peace.